Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and hope that you're enjoying our videos. Immediately, Rigathi Gachagua made a statement in Citizen TV that the running mate was supposed to come from Central Kenya, which to my own understanding was not a mistake because that is what they've been saying all along. The UDA split into two. ANC reacted very fast to dismiss those allegations, saying that that decision lies with Deputy President William Ruto. Interestingly, I saw Mutula Kilonzo Jr. and Dan Maanzo, who are all from Kambani, coming out to inject their voice on that statement. But I don't think that is really something that is to worry. Now, in this video, I want us to look at why the Central Kenya team in UDA decided to give that conversation a wide berth, and Rigathi Gachagua was actually leading that narrative alone, and why that narrative was coming. But before you do that, I just also want to give you an update. Martha Karua's party have just shared their press briefing at 3 days. Today, the 1st of March, and they're saying that they need more time to peruse the document. You know, Oka was supposed to sign, I think, a deal with Azimio, I think probably tomorrow. But now they're saying they need more time and they need like more 7 days, and they're not going to sign that agreement. That agreement is the same one that Moses Kuria was talking about. So interesting, those are just the latest. That is the latest from the political scene in Kenya. So what do you think about that delayed? But that is not the gist of this. So it is true that the initial plan, or rather the plan at UDA, has been that Runningmate must come from Central Kenya. And so this team must always rally behind that. Guys, today I listened to Moses Wetangula speaking at Waititu's mother burial. And he was so specific to the fact that that conversation is not at the center of UDA. Very hypocritical. But before we look at why do you think this conversation is not auguring well with the Central Kenya team, if you're watching this video and you have not subscribed, kindly take a second and subscribe. And more importantly, also click the notification bell and also like our video. I've also understood that many people are sharing, and when you look at Facebook, you find people sharing. I am just so humbled. I'm just so humbled for that move. So, ladies and gentlemen, why do you think that the Central Kenya MPs in UDA did not weigh into that conversation deeply, despite the fact that that has been their holding ground and the beginning power in UDA? My first objective why I think that is really happening is because it actually exposes the lust for power, which the truth is, these coalitions, people are coming together, all those leaders are coming together to reign power. But I think the initial plan by UDA, or their campaign narrative that has been so bold and tall, is that they want to uplift the life of people, and they're focusing more into a people-centered approach when they talk about their campaigns. But so they have never really enjoyed, or they have never appreciated this conversation that they also need to talk about positions. And Moses Kuria spoke, Moses Wetangula, I don't know that I keep on confusing Moses Kuria and Moses Wetangula. Moses Wetangula spoke today and said that that is not their priority. I want you to listen to this.
And we are going to form a new government that will respect everybody. Hata leo I want to caution my young colleagues here, kwa vyeo mbalimbali, don't be preoccupied with who will be what. Preoccupied with what we shall do for Kenyans. That is what we want. Kuinua uchumi, kuleta heshima kati yetu, kuondoa ukabila, kuhakikisha Mkenya na haki ya kuishi popote, na kuhakikisha the dignity of our nation among the community of nations is beyond reproach. Hiyo ndio tunataka kama Kenya Kwanza. Whether Weta will be this or that is neither here nor there. Mkiwa kwa kiwanja, mimi ni mtu wa Arsenali, timu ikifunga, hata kama si wao kufunga, you are all winners. And that is what we must be.
I want to believe that after this conversation started over here, William Ruto might have put a call to Rigathi Gachagua and also the Moses Wetangula team so that they can put things in order. Because one, it is really demystifying the fabric of the UDA, which is the Hustler Nation. Secondly, the Central Kenya MPs, if indeed they were to pick a running mate, I am telling you, they are not going to agree on who. And they have not agreed. William Ruto is in US and he went with Alice Wahome. Alice Wahome have not come out public to say she's going to defend her seat. Rigathi Gachagua is also campaigning, but just below, under the carpet, not publicly. So, Ndindi Nyoro I don't think is interested. Kithure Kindiki was told to shelve his ambitions back in Meru. And of course, there are just many people that are there. But at the center of it, Musalia Mudavadi is also emerging in this coalition. So one thing, the reason why they're keeping quiet is because they still don't have solidarity behind a specific candidate. If the Central Kenya team had agreed that William Ruto's running mate is going to be Rigathi Gachagua, then I can tell you immediately Rigathi Gachagua made that statement, they would have rallied behind that and they would have actually said it is him. But because they have not agreed and it is not something that they have to, that is why they are not talking about it. And again, there is something that came out, and I think today I just put up a call to a gentleman he works with some of the UDA fellas there, and he was telling me that there is something that is very critical when it comes to power sharing. The frameworks are normally political parties. That is the first framework on political parties. Then it is also divided in the presidency. Now, this is the catch, and that is why I can tell you that no one is. That is why Rigathi Gachagua was isolated. If Central Kenya takes the position of running mate, then it's going to reduce their stake on the cabinet slots, the speaker, these other positions of government parastatals. It's going to reduce those slots. But then the running mate position, if they are to be given, it will go to one person who will be his own interest. But many other leaders that shall have failed within Central Kenya and UDA, and they want the other slots, their slots are going to be reduced because they have already been given the running mate. That could be another reason why I think that this team do not really appreciate that conversation of the running mate. 3, I think they are feeling like they are losing the Central Kenya. And even the fact that they are now going to produce a running mate, how special is the running mate? Because it is just one person. I have always maintained in this channel that you cannot compare Rigathi Gachagua as William Ruto's running mate to a candidate that is going to be supported from Central Kenya by President Uhuru Kenyatta. So the team that are around him are also feeling like, you know what, the latest moves by President to support Raila, and Raila likely to get a candidate from Central Kenya, demystifies their push for that candidate. And then what it only begs is that that door can be open. And that is why I think that it is not something that it's not something that they are really appreciating. Now, why do you think they are quiet? And ANC came out to dismiss that statement from Rigathi Gachagua. Behind the scenes, if you give William Ruto, you close William Ruto in a room and give him 10 minutes, tell him to decide on who is going to be the presidential running mate. The personality and the leader, that is, if you isolate the issue of the regional balance and that narrative of getting a Central Kenya as a running mate, I think William Ruto have already shown signs that his running mate is Musalia Mudavadi. And you know, the Central Kenya MPs in UDA, the leaders in UDA, can easily appreciate, rather accept that, because they have already put up two narratives that has gone against them. One is that the UDA is not about the leaders. It doesn't matter who gets it. What only matters is we win. That is one. Two, they have also put it like they have been having presidency for long and they haven't seen tangible development there. So it doesn't matter on who becomes the running mate. These are two illusions, and they can throw it their way and decide, look here, we are not going to pick this. We are not going to buy this narrative that running mate must come from them. They actually feel like it's not really going to work. I think what Rigathi Gachagua is doing is just within the confines of what UDA can do. Now, let's look at why do you think this conversation of the running mate was floated. I think for one thing that we are seeing is the absence of William Ruto and Musalia Mudavadi is exposing William Ruto as a hands-on man. He has been at the center of every campaign by UDA. So every rally has been there. And even in those rallies, he's been the MC. In fact, I used to ask, why is he doing, even when they do the roadside, he's been the MC, he chooses who to talk and what to say, something like that. So I think the fact that he's away, the vacuum in UDA is visible, very conspicuous, because there is no one who can do those rallies. So the UDA team, they've realized they cannot hold very serious rallies. So for them to keep conversation afloat, they have to bring that issue of the running mate. That could be the reason why this conversation was actually being brought, so that they can figure out how it's going to work. Then, today they were attending a burial in Kiambu, Ferdinand Waititu's mother. I think if it were the normal days, they would have come from that and held roadside rallies, but we have not seen that. And if they did it, then it was just a mild roadside stopovers. So I think it's really exposing what exactly is going on. But then someone is asking from a school of thought, do you think this information is just coming out they want to throw it out to you, to Raila Odinga team, so that Raila Odinga team can see what they can do with it? Do they just want to push an element of, when the Rigathi Gachagua comes out and says, you know what, the running mate is from this, and so we betrayed Mudavadi, or is it a sense of betrayal?